Hi there everybody, Steve Carson. We're here on the docks at Fisherman's Landing. We just got back from a absolutely fantastic 8-day trip on board the Shogun. Caught a big variety of species, got some awesome fishing weather, a little bit of iffy travel weather, but while we were fishing, it was absolutely beautiful. And we made, maybe not a record-setting catch, but here we are in the middle of June. We had what would kind of be considered a prime midsummer catch. And in particular, the yellowtail, we had as many as you wanted on whatever you wanted, and they were very good size. We ended up catching 11 wahoo, which, for a June trip is pretty good. And we caught, I believe it was 75 tuna, yellowfin tuna. We didn't fish for bluefin. 75 yellowfin, and they were averaging probably in the 50-pound range. We had some 60s, 70s. Hooked a couple that were close to 100, didn't necessarily land them, but we knew they were there. I think the biggest one we caught on the kite was around 90. And then the yellowtail fishing, I don't know how many superlatives I can make about the yellowtail fishing. We had yellowtail. I would say most of the yellowtail were averaging 25 pounds. That was just the average. 30-pounders were perfectly normal, and I was measuring quite a few of them for our jackpot. And our yellowtail jackpot, I measured it. It was 41.5 pounds. And we had a lot of fish, a lot of yellowtail that were almost as big. So just visualize that. It was just great fishing. Starting out with, you really can't do a trip like that on one outfit, but the outfit I used the most was my Penn Fathom 40 narrow with 80-pound braid and a 60-pound top shot. And my Penn Carnage 3, 7-foot 8-inch, 40 to 100-pound rod. Again, it doesn't do everything, but it did a lot. And if you just wanted to catch your limited yellowtail as big as possible and as many as you could get, you were just using this outfit with a Tatty 4.0 scrambled egg. Basic, off-the-shelf, garden variety by the mini tackle shop. Don't leave the dock. Oh, I should add, there's definitely some sea lions down there and a few sharks. So have at least 3 good yo-yo jigs, maybe more. As far as if you don't like yo-yo fishing or it gets you too tired out, the trick was to get a little bit below the birds. And we've talked about it a lot, but I'm just going to show you about a 2.0 to a 3.0 J-hook with a 2 or 3 ounce egg sinker. That was getting an awful lot of yellowtail. If you just wanted to fish with bait and let the bait do the work instead of you doing the work. For the tuna, you would probably use something a little lighter than this, maybe a Penn Fathom 25 narrow or 30 with a 40-pound top shot and about a number 2 single hook. Again, we've talked about these a lot, so we're not going to spend too much time on them. And definitely a circle hook. Otherwise, they were big enough that they had teeth. And if you hooked the tuna with a J hook, I talked to a lot of people that did use J hooks, that they didn't change from yellowtail fishing, and they got chewed off. So make sure when you're fishing tuna that you're using a circle hook. And you know what? Again, the wahoo fishing was not red hot, not like it's going to be in October, but your number one wahoo catcher was a green bomb. Just like last year, the green bomb was number 1. Again, be sure that you're ready to do a lot of different things. I actually did hook a tuna that was very large on my live bait rig. Fought him for about a little over an hour. I'm not even sure I annoyed him very much, but eventually, even with the circle hook, he chewed through my line. So just kind of be ready to do everything. Also, all this type of fishing that we're doing is very bait intensive. And the boats are chumming a lot of bait. They're going through a lot of bait. So be sure that you bring a good couple of sabikis, because chances are on an 8-day trip, you may have 1 or even 2 nights where you want to spend a couple hours catching more bait. It's just going to kind of be the way it is when the fishing is like this and they have to chum a lot. They just, even with the slammers, they don't hold enough. So I would say looking forward to our summer season as we go into July and August, you're going to see more wahoo. Again, we only caught 11, which in June is still pretty good. So look for more wahoo, and look for the tuna to be probably about averaging the same size. 50, 60 pounds is a good size fish 40-pound fly lining is the way to get them. I did get a few tuna, again in that 50-pound range, speed jigging, which we'll do another video on that technique. That's kind of fun, not for everybody. It's very endurance intensive, if I'm using the right word there. And also caught some nice yellowtail doing that. Again, the yellowtail are just going to keep on biting the yo-yo jigs. So make sure that you have at least a 30, a 40, a 50, and a 60-pound rig ready and know what everything does, fresh line, and know what all the buttons do before you go out on your next 8-day trip. We'll see you on the water.